everyone, welcome again. So I'm going to continue with the same theme, and the theme is shapes and colors. This time I'm going to demonstrate how we can use the same set of resources using fine motor skills. So all we need again is a set of printed out shapes. We also have the printed outline shapes on our channel. You will need a pair of scissors, you will need some glue, you would need markers and paper, which I'm sure everyone has at home already. So let's get started. The first thing with fine motor, what we want to do is utilize the resource and have your student, your child at home, simply trace. So to help tracing, we've created that template. Hand them any color of marker, crayons, or if you want to be very, very sophisticated, use the same colors as your colored shapes already and extend the activity for matching. So you're gonna have the student hold the marker and simply trace around, just like I'm doing. And that would help them stay online and focused to actually do a shape and nothing else. That's the first shapes. That's the first step, tracing. If you wanted to bring it a step further, you would have your student copy. So what you would do is you would either point to a shape and say, copy that, and they will copy that shape. Or, if that's difficult, you can simply draw the shape for your student and they will copy the shape. That's another way. And a third way, if your student is one that already understands verbal instruction and they understand, to identify and label the shapes, so you would instruct the student, make a triangle or make a circle, and they will draw a triangle or they will draw a circle. So that's another way of using the shapes in multiple ways, using also fine motor tasks. So continuing with fine motor skills, now from tracing and drawing, we're going to move on to potentially cutting. So you might use a regular pair of scissors for your student, or you might have those type of a little bit of an OT, helpful scissors, easier to handle and press. Depending on your child, you may choose whichever one is more appropriate. I'm gonna use that pair of scissors. I'm gonna use my already printed shapes, and I'm going to instruct the student to cut certain shapes, and that's what they do. They cut the shape. Oopsie boopsie. So once they cut the shape, there are two options. We either glue them using glue. We can glue them on a separate piece of paper, or we can take that same shape and glue it with the outline. It's your choice how you want to approach it, but there are multiple ways of doing that. So that is one way. So we traced things, we drew things, we also cut some of the shapes, cut and paste some of the shapes. And also another way is having already the markers in your hands. You can have your student simply color within the boundaries. So they can color within the boundaries just as in this way. And they can color within the boundaries. Or if you find that your student having challenges, what you could do is you can simply accentuate the boundaries, make them a little bit thicker, just like that. You can use possibly tape it around. You could use what we call wacky sticks around, so that keeps the student more anchored, and then they will color within the boundaries. There we go. So another, way of using your limited resources optimally. So keeping up with fine motor skills, another way of using your optimal shapes by color is once we cut the shapes, once we drew them, once we traced them, we cut them, we can simply place it on the paper. You hand your student any marker and they can simply trace the shape around. There we go. And you remove it and voila, another way of using your shapes and colors.